I think psychologically, for me at least, for a long period of time, I would feel very embarrassed of not winning tournaments below my skill level, because I think I should be winning at least a medal of some sort. But if I do badly, I get knocked out by like a 3-0, 3-5 team, I'll feel embarrassed.
This identity crisis where you link your job, you link pickleball, you link tennis, whatever it is that you do and revolves around your world, or you revolve around that becomes your identity. You're like, I'm a pickleball player. I'm a tennis player. I am a software engineer. And then we get so involved in that world that anything that threatens that world, like a loss or a loss of a job, it destroys your whole world.
Okay, that was good.
That's gonna look funny. I love that.
Okay, Naveen. In our first episode, we talked about your match against the best in the game, Ben Jones at PPA. You were playing up at the time. You were seed number 20, playing against number 2 seed at the time. It's probably fair to say that when you're playing up, when you're the underdog, you have less pressure psychologically. You can play a bit more loose. You can go for more, because it's okay for you to lose. I would imagine being in Ben Jones' situation, he was probably under a lot more pressure especially when he was 6-9 down against you in both games. Talking about playing down, you have recently played at a local Moneyball tournament against a bunch of amateur players. Would you say maybe like somewhere between 5-0 to 5-5-ish? And this was in Houston, Texas? You joined this tournament as the number 1 seed by Duper. You had a big target on your back. I'm guessing that a lot of the players who joined this tournament, one of the big reasons was to try and beat you, be the pro. So I'm very interested in knowing, why would a pro like you decide to play in an amateur tournament in the first place? What is there for you to gain? What are you doing? What are the benefits?
It's a great question. There was a couple of reasons I played that specific tournament. One, it was a local Moneyball in Houston, which is my hometown. And I really engaged a lot in like the community out there in Houston. So I knew I would know a lot of players, a lot of friends would be around. But the true reason I played that was because I had just come off of a tournament, APP Cincinnati. And I had a target on my back at that tournament. I was the 7th seed. This was the first time I was top 8 on the APP in singles. And I was beaten first round by a very talented next gen player. And he played phenomenal, and I just felt scared the whole time. Like, didn't want to lose, just kind of, I didn't play terribly, but I didn't play my game near what I wanted to play. And more so than the loss, it just mentally struck with me that I could be so weak upstairs after all the work that I've been doing. And I was, feeling sorry for myself, and thankfully my mental coach, talked me up again, and that really helped. But I just felt empty because I lost that round, and then I was done with the tournament. I did one match, and I didn't have a chance to keep going. So it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and I saw that there was a local Moneyball in Houston a week or two later. And I thought to myself, well, I could feel sorry for myself and sit on the couch and think about how I didn't play well, and maybe this person got lucky or whatever, just make excuses. Or I could get off the couch, go play this tournament, and train myself in those pressure situations where a target is on my back. And that's what I chose to do. So I signed up, and I thought, okay, this is an opportunity for me to get better, or try to train and work on this, because clearly it's a skill that I need to work on.
Mental skill, more precisely.
Mental skill more precisely. And that was the true reason I signed up. The money is fine, it helps to have a couple $100 if I win the tournament here or there, but it's really not life-changing money at all. But the main reason was to test and prove to myself that I could overcome what I failed to do in Cincinnati. Boom. And that was the reason I signed up, and I felt the pressure for sure. From match 1 onwards, I was feeling the pressure.
Would you say when you played the Houston Moneyball tournament, would you say you felt more nervous than when you were playing at a normal APP tournament?
You know what? I felt pretty equal.
Pretty equal?
Pretty equal.
Wow.
Yeah. Because in retrospect, when I was thinking about it, in the Houston community, I've been fortunate enough to do well in tournaments there in front of the community. So they have seen me play on the PPA and know I'm from Houston. So I'm proud to be a representative of that hometown. So when I go to these tournaments, I'm sort of expected to do well. And that expectation creates pressure. You could put that pressure on yourself. And so for me, I started thinking like, okay, what if so-and-so beats me or this player beats me? Is that legacy tainted now? Is my name tainted?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a tough time getting lessons now when I go to Houston because people don't think I'm as good anymore.
Yeah.
So all of these crazy thoughts start going through your head and just toxic to your mental health. And so I was like, I knew this would happen. So I was like, I need a way to try to navigate this and get better.
Yeah.
So I put myself in that uncomfortable situation and I felt all of that happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. Now how do I shut all this away? I feel it. Now how do I shut all this away? And I just said, this doesn't matter. This is not who you are. This is a sport you play. Let's go.
Wow. So there's a lot to unpack there. I'm gonna go through one by one there. So
heavy baggage. A lot to unpack.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it may sound easy. I think let me unpack it from a 4O's perspective first, because I think it's very relatable to amateur players like myself. It's kind of like, when I sign up to a tournament, it's almost like you have to put your ego in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking about it from a perspective of pure competition. It's like I'm just a player.
Mm-hmm.
I know players from Houston who named you as a top dog of the Houston area for pickleball.
That was nice of them.
At the same time, that creates a lot of pressure on the person who is considered as a top dog of the region.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to when I first got to 4O skill level wise. At that point in time, I would go into like games and matches against like 3-5, high 3-5, and thinking, hey, I'm gonna absolutely destroy these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often, what ended up happening for my games was that I would beat them by a very, very small margin, and sometimes I would lose to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me at the time was because I think I had so much ego. I was so confident that like, oh, because I'm more skillful than you, therefore I deserve to win.
Yeah, sure.
It was not until much later on I realized there's no such a thing in pickleball as I deserve something. Like I haven't earned anything.
Yeah.
You have to earn every single win. It doesn't matter if you're against players who are less skilled than you or more skilled than you.
Yep.
Whereas when I play up to like a 4-5 or like an open division tournament, I was like, I'm expected to lose anyway. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I end up actually doing better.
Yeah.
I don't feel as tight.
Yeah.
So going back to your experience, what was the difference in terms of how you felt in a Moneyball tournament versus when you lose to the next gen kid at the APP tournament, how you got knocked out the first round?
Mm-hmm. Like the difference how I felt?
The difference how you felt, yeah.
After the match or before?
Before and after.
So before, the nerves were still there. The nerves in the APP was more so to a similar aspect where I was like, okay, this is the first time I've reached this ranking. Do I deserve to be here? I need to prove, and this was my first mistake, is I need to prove to everybody else that I'm where I belong to.
That you're a number 7 seed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the catalyst to just make everything fall apart, was thinking that. Because now I'm proving something external to the world where, in fact, this is my project. This is my journey. I don't need to prove anything to anybody but myself.
Right.
And that was the first mistake that I had made, and caused me to spiral into this nervousness to a point where I was kind of crashing out. I forgot how to play.
Yeah.
Right. This same sort of thing happened in my tournament at the Moneyball in Houston, but it was a little bit to a lesser degree. I was kind of able to ease into the tournament a little bit with my first round and so on. So, but I remember thinking, like, just swing out on my first round in the Moneyball, because before I was swinging tight, I was pushing the ball, and I thought, let me just hit the first ball as hard as I can. If it goes out in the bottom of the net, whatever, at least I'm swinging out. And that was one thing that I tried to do at that Moneyball, was just to swing out no matter what the result. And that ended up having me play pretty well throughout that Moneyball. But the differences were pretty identical. It's just how I approached the start of the match that was different between Cincinnati and the Moneyball.
So in Cincinnati, you wanted to validate your status in a way. You wanted to make sure you protect your brand, your image, your credibility as a top, a strong player and a good coach. And all of that external stuff, which had nothing to do with competing and performing at that particular moment, made you play worse.
Yeah.
It didn't change you as a player. It didn't make you less of a player.
Right.
But it just interfered with your performance.
Yep.
Whereas in Houston, you just went out and played loose. Did you have an expectation for yourself to win that tournament heading into the Houston Moneyball?
Yeah,
So
I wanted to go win it, and
Okay.
I had the expectation. Honestly, even trying to approach Cincinnati, I'm trying to get better with this. Is go expecting to try to win, go to win the tournament. You know, that's why we're going there. We're not going there to win a round and lose. My mentality now has shifted to, like, I want to go and win and be a contender to win this tournament. And I actually had the similar sort of dilemma in Houston. Was like, I need to protect and validate my image to the Houston community here, right? So I was approached with the same dilemma and pressure, but I approached it much differently and realized that none of that matters. If I lose first round, I lose first round. If people think differently of me, so be it. That's fine. That's not going to affect me. I need this to be internal to me, you know? And this is like a huge thing that I kind of talked about was this identity crisis, where you link your job, you link pickleball, you link tennis, whatever it is that you do and revolves around your world, or you revolve around that becomes your identity. You're like, I'm a pickleball player.
Yeah.
I'm a tennis player. I am a software engineer. And then we get so involved in that world that anything that threatens that world, like a loss or a loss of a job, it destroys your whole world. And for me, it took me so long to realize that that's what I was doing to myself before every match. I was just dissolving away under the pressure because I was putting so much pressure on myself. So one thing that I started doing was like journaling and writing 20 things that had zero to do with pickleball, that when I think of Naveen, that's what it is. You know, a trusted friend, a coach, a dog dad, you know, just a taco connoisseur, one of my friends had mentioned. So just little things like that, and it helped me so much just breathe a sigh of relief, you know, that approaching this tournament is just like, I'm not a pro pickleball player. I'm Naveen, and I happen to play pro pickleball.
Detaching these various professions from your true identity.
Yeah, it's so important.
Was that something that you learned from working with your mental coach?
It was, and also, I just like I said, analytical. I research these kind of things. I basically type my problems into AI sometimes, and I just try to figure out what's going on and see if I can resonate with what it tells me. I don't just believe it. I read it and I reject it, or I say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it was like a very cathartic moment for me, where I was like, this is what I've been doing since I was 6 years old. I've been labeling myself as a tennis player, and when I'd lose, my whole world would shatter because I'd lose my identity. I'd be like, I'm not a tennis player anymore. You know, I lost. I suck. And I was like, what a way to live. That is not the way I want to live.
It's so interesting because I think a lot of people, not just you, myself included, we've probably all been brought up in a culture where we're being asked at a very young age, when you grow up, what do you want to become? What do you want to do? Perhaps, you know, the question maybe we could ask our kids is, well, what kind of person do you want to be? Because it kind of relates to your point about what you do as a profession is such a small part of who you are.
Yeah.
You could be changing what you do on any given day, but that's not you.
Yeah.
You are the kind of person you want to be.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Whatever you choose to do, whether it's your profession at that time, it could change.
Yeah.
It's just a part of you.
Yeah.
It's not you.
So detaching your profession from your identity, that helped you a lot.
Yeah.
Do you foresee yourself doing more of these local Moneyball tournaments to kind of get better at doing this?
Yeah, I think so, because it's something that, even though I'm self-aware of it now, of this identity crisis, it doesn't mean I've fixed it by any means. I think just like you train your muscles going to the gym, training the mental is you have to exercise every day. You have to exercise your brain every day. And how do your muscles grow? They're put under stress and uncomfortable positions until they grow stronger. And that's, I believe, how you should train your brain. And that's why I'm trying to put myself in these kind of uncomfortable situations, is to grow. And we often hear people say, if you're comfortable the whole time, you grow the least. Right? So
Yeah.
I plan on playing more money balls, competing. Yes, the money is nice and it helps, but it also helps me build who I want to be as well. And that, I think, is, you can't put a price on that.
Yeah, no, that's very humbling to know, honestly, because a lot of amateur players, myself included, you know, we often don't want to play down in competitions. I mean, one, because you might tank your duper, probably a main reason, but also I think psychologically, for me at least, for a long period of time, I would feel very embarrassed of not winning
Yeah.
tournaments below my skill level, because I think I should be winning at least a medal of some sort. But if I do badly, I get knocked out by like a 3-0, 3-5 team, I'll feel embarrassed.
Yep.
But that actually, it's exactly that kind of prevents me from getting better,
Yeah.
like mentally.
Yeah.
I think that's very humbling to know that a pro like yourself is going to be playing down to these local money balls, and for the purpose of making your mind stronger.
Yeah. And these guys that play are insanely good as well. Like, you can see they're hungry, they strike the ball well, and on any day they could beat me. It's not like I go in there and I steamroll everybody. I think in one of the games two of the games I was down 10-6 and then 10-4.
And you came back?
And I came back and won those games. Little luck on my side, good sportsmanship by one guy, because I probably hit a ball that looked like it may have been out, but he called it in. Thank you, Chris, for watching. But these guys are insanely good, and they're hungry. And just like you said earlier, nothing is given to you. You have to earn everything. And that includes playing these money balls and earning every single point, earning every single match. To me, a tournament is a tournament. Yeah, some are bigger than others, but you're still faced with that same adversity of competition. And I think that's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to go and compete, you know, and play these types of tournaments. And I think you're right. A lot of players don't want to play their level, or rather what they should play, for a couple of reasons. One, you're right about the duper, which is a whole different topic. And I can understand that side of it totally. But also there's this potential fear. I know it because if I put myself in that position, I would be scared too. Is if I lose, then maybe I think lesser of myself because I thought I was this level, but no, I'm losing at at a level lower.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hurt my ego or hurt myself, self-image.
You're doubting whether you should be where you are or not, or if I'm
Exactly.
losing to players who are like a little bit lower skill than me or whatever, or less experienced than me, maybe I don't deserve to be where I am.
100%. And of course, playing up I think is good because you see a better ball, and you can kind of learn from it.
Yeah.
But I think at that time you should play up. But if you're getting slaughtered every match, it's not going to do you much good. You should take what you learn from those better players and then go back to the lab, work on things, and then play your level to a point where you're like consistently winning and doing well, and then move on up, So I think like that's a key part of the transition upwards from getting better from 3.5 to 4.04 to 4.5 is yes, you want to play up, but if you're losing a bunch there, don't fear going back to one level lower and starting again and figuring it out. Because if you think about it, people are getting better.
Yeah.
The sport is getting harder to play at a high level. So as time goes by, people are going to be better. So that doesn't necessarily mean you've gotten worse. And I think that's important.
I see. Just the whole floor is raised because 4.0 today is probably going to be 4.0 different from 4.0 in 2 years time.
100%.
I'm sure 2 years time 4.0s are going to be 4.5 of today. That's a great
People
point.
are getting better. People
Yeah.
are getting better.
It's a great point. It's also a great tip, though. I think what you just shared is probably something that juniors can think about. Amateur players like myself, definitely, I'm going to be taking this and then start doing more tournaments on my level rather than always playing up. I'm going to try and can I win my own 4.0 tournaments with bigger margin, win more consistently under pressure, right? I think that's a huge mental training for us amateur players too.
100%.
Yeah, no,
100%.
great tips, man. Great tips.
We're a few episodes in.
Yeah, we're a few episodes into our podcast now. We haven't even talked about the name of our channel yet.
That's right.
Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, we got too deep in the weeds. That's what happens.
We just went straight in.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our channel is actually called Rice and Spice. I don't know. I don't think. Can you guys figure out why we're called Rice and Spice?
They should. I
mean,
hope so.
Yeah. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I think you're smart. You understand why we call ourselves Rice and Spice. Thank you, Naveen. Look forward to the next episode with us. And again, guys, if you enjoy our show, if you think you felt like you've learned something from our conversation today, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Follow our journey. We love to share more of our stories and behind the scenes stuff with you more.
If you guys have any questions or comments, drop them below. We'd love to, engage with you guys and any thoughts you have, even topics that you want us to talk about, shoot them over and we'll meet back up and have another drink and chat.